Oh. Whew. Kyle. Oh, hey, Matt. How are you?
Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you noticed, but we had some like COVID lockdown times.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I knew I had to be here for this year's award ceremony. So, I've just kind of hung out here. I've had some time with my Coronas and, I've just been waiting.
So
you ready?
Been here the whole year.
Yeah. Well, they moved me because Stubby's relocated that one room. So I'm in a different room now, but.
So you're just waiting for now.
Right. Well, and it's good. I'm glad it's here. It just kind of feels surreal.
Well, let's do it then. It looks like you got a bit of passion.
Yeah. Let's see if I can pick up some of this stuff here.
Okay. You've got.
Yeah, I got some bottles. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you do have some bottles now.
Yeah, if you can just help me clean that up, that would be.
Mm-hmm. It's
Corona time.
It's really have been here for.
Well, it's Corona, and there's not much to do, so I've just been waiting, maybe for the awards to show up here.
Yeah, is that not all of them, or?
I got a few more. Hold on.
Sure?
Maybe two or three more.
Okay.
This one.
Let me drop that. Hang on. Drop that one.
Okay. I think that's all of them.
That's all. Okay. That's all. Okay.
Well, let me check my jacket pocket. Actually, pretty sure I got one or two here. Yeah, I had one or two in my jacket. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. Thanks, man.
There's a lot of them here. You've really been living the Corona lifestyle, haven't you?
Yeah, it's familiar to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we do some 2021 awards? I understand we've got a lot of really cool beers to.
We do have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and load this thing up right here. It's a slideshow.
Oh, good. I like those.
Yeah. I'm going to swap that over there. Do that right there.
Uh-huh.
And then give everybody here the opportunity to start seeing our slideshow. All good dead air. Perfect.
That's fantastic. All right. Well,
Okay.
What we got?
Well, we got to first off come in here and announce all of the winners during our second annual announcing of the Best of Show before any of the individual awards.
Right. Yes, we did that last year. It didn't really go over as well as we hoped.
Oh, so we don't just announce all the Best of Show stuff right now?
Yeah, maybe we hold that for the end.
Okay.
I just am saying.
Well, I mean, it could work. There's multiple ways we can do this. I mean, it's whatever you want. But all right. Well, so this year, the Bluebonnet BrewOff, I wanted to talk about what we did this year that was different than last year. And that's that we really made a commitment to renew quality judging and make judging the forefront of what we're working on at the Bluebonnet.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing that every year, but this year we really wanted to put a renewed focus on it because that's, in the end, what this competition comes down to is having the best possible experience for the entrants. They're giving us their best beers, and they want the best feedback that they can get. If we're judging a beer, we need to make sure that we give them 100% of our attention and expertise, make it as useful to them as possible.
Yes, and so some of the things that we did here, we started to cap our entries per category. So we were able to, instead of using just a max limit per person, we used a max limit per category. And what that did was that allowed us to take our judging down to 8 people. And that was the maximum that we would ever need to actually fully judge a category and be done with that category and knock it out. And we could do that all at once.
Right. It really helped us to ensure that the best possible beers were being pushed to the second round. And then again, the right beers, the best beers were the ones that got those medals.
Right. So we had an amazing crew helping us at the judging, we had people behind the scenes that, didn't even have to help, but they did. We had so much commitment to this judging and the effort to train new judges. So we also had that going on. Any judges that came and showed up at Bluebonnet this year had to do at minimum a crash course and how to judge, how to fill a score sheet out so that kind of data wasn't being worked out, by a veteran judge sitting there with somebody who hadn't judged before.
Sure. And of course, we've got more in store in that regard as well. But we're definitely trying to put a lot of attention on the best possible quality judging we can do.
Yeah, we have a great show. We have a great commitment to our people that come and visit us at the event each and every year. We do all kinds of amazing things with our beer lunch and all of our different things that go on. That stuff is awesome. But really, at the root of everything that we've got going on, we have to get our beers judged. And no matter what, we've shown you in 2 different years with COVID going on, we've still managed to get that done.
Right.
So, I'd like us to hear a little bit from our head judge this year. And, actually, first, let's talk about how we made this happen.
Yeah, we've got to talk about our sponsors.
This was made possible by Lakewood Brewing, our keynote speaker, Wim Benz. He wasn't able to be here today because we were remote and we didn't end up doing an event. We hope to get some words from him here at another time, and we'll get that forwarded out to everybody. But he was amazing, even though we didn't have this stuff going on. Case boxes and donating his time and efforts. We communicated quite a bit through this event, and he's been, especially case boxes, he's given us the last 2 or 3 years. That has been remarkable to have that available for us. Another person that's helped quite a bit with the same information and some of the similar stuff from crossover is Texas Brewing East, Brennan Stubblefield.
Yeah, he was instrumental. Of course, we were able to do the big sort where all of these beers, we get so many bottles of beers that come in for this competition, and we need space and resources to be able to process all that. He was generous enough to allow us to come into his warehouse area and take care of sorting all these beers so that they could get to the judging locations where they needed to be.
That's right. So we had, like I said, thank you to Lakewood Brewing, Texas Brewing Inc. And now we can hear a little bit from our head judge.
Absolutely.
Oh, or you can hear it from him twice.
Oh, go back. Oh, there he is.
And talk.
Speak. Why is he not talking? It looks like he's ready to talk. He's just on the tip of his tongue.
And let me see if I'm patient this time and I give the thing a chance to autoplay.
It's amazing how all this stuff seems to work.
What's up, everybody? My name is Travis Pollen, and I served as the head judge for the 2021 Bluebonnet BrewOff. And very excited that we actually got through the entire judging process.
What'd you do?
I tried to move a screen and it messed him up.
We just have about a week left until we have our big reveal. And good luck to all of those who entered. And congratulations to the winners, whoever you may be. I still don't know. But I'm very excited that we actually got through this. It was quite the challenging year. I don't think we've ever experienced this kind of a challenge to get through this. But our team handled it well. That's what I'm most proud of, the fact that we were able to judge every beer that was entered. And we did it in the normal time frame that we normally would have if we didn't have to deal with a pandemic. So definitely a big thanks goes out to all of our hosts that actually hosted this. If you don't know, this year we didn't have just 2 big judging sites. We had to do small groups. And so we had a bunch of volunteers step up, open up their home to having small groups come in to actually judge these categories. So big thanks to James Lalonde, Dean Weaver, Mike Grover, Walter Hodges, Matt Morris, the Jarrett Long and John Bates duo, and of course, Brandon Martin for hosting the Best of Show. Big thanks to all of our hosts and all the judges that helped out there. Next question. What is the last thing I brewed? Well, I've actually been brewing quite a bit during the pandemic, and I'm working my way through this book, The Brewing Classic Styles, written by Jamil, and I'm almost finished with it. Very close. I've got just a few more recipes. Probably won't get to the sours. It's not my thing. But I wrote down all the things that I have on tap or fermenting currently at the moment. But the beers on tap, I got a Dunkel Weiss beer from the Brewing Classic Styles book. I also have a cherry chocolate stout under the specialty category from the same book. And I have a beer on that I called my mother-in-law series. My mother-in-law gave me a gift of a pound of hops, and it's something I'd never used before, Veterans Blend. So I've been slowly working my way through finishing that off. So I did a session IPL with all Veterans Blend hops. Pretty cool. Let's see. I have one thing bottled right now. It's called Old Castle, and it's a Newcastle clone with some old hops. Get it? What's fermenting right now? I got a Belgian Double from the Classic Styles book. Also, am currently brewing right now. I've got about 10 minutes left on the boil. A beer I call Freezer Burn, and it's a American Pale Ale using old hops that I have left over in the freezer, which of course would be the Veterans Blend, which I'm finally finishing up today. What's lagering? I got a Vienna Lager. All of these are from the Brewing Classic Styles book. Vienna Lager, a Rausch beer, and a Munich Helles. Very excited about all of those. And then I have one thing left to bottle. I did an English barley wine during the pandemic in June, and I split it into 4 different batches. We'll do a regular, a bourbon oak, a brandy oak, and a maple oak. Very excited about that. We'll see how it turns out. Thanks again to all those that volunteered. Thanks again to the hosts and to our fearless leader, Kyle Lapointe. We couldn't have done this without you. What's something interesting about me? I'm not wearing any pants.
All righty.
That's good to know.
Travis, thank you for telling us that. But the secret is we knew that all along. So I'd like to say thanks to our judges. Really, that's the biggest thing we've got here at this event is that we got all our judging done. And here's a list of the people that judged. And here's one of the things that stood out to me the most. A lot of years, we have a heavy dose of people that are judging a half a dozen or more flights. Like that is the majority of people that are there. This year, we had a lot of people chip in 1, 2, 3, 4 flights. And that made the world of difference. Getting these things done by having a small group of people is almost impossible. By having a large group of people willing to chip in a little bit of time, we made this thing happen even in the midst of Snowmageddon apocalypse. So it's been quite a bit of a wild ride this year. And even though we did it, but it's thanks to our judges.
Absolutely.
All righty.
So are we ready to maybe give out some awards?
We should do that. Let me see what happens. We should, before, thank one of our main sponsors, Hops Direct. They've been, involved with our process for a long time. They give us stuff. This year, instead of giving that as raffle prizes and different door prizes at our event, we were actually able to give that directly to our judges.
Well, that's right. Since we didn't have the event this year, we ended up having to go. We got a lot of very generous donations from our hop sponsors, and we couldn't raffle them off. We didn't have any ability to do that. We didn't have an event. So we ended up giving them to our most esteemed judges. We had quite a lot of judging help, and all the folks that came out had an opportunity to grab some hops from these fine folks that, and then hopefully brew some fantastic beers, and maybe we'll see some of those next year.
Yes, I believe that's a pretty cool way to give that back, right? So our sponsor got direct access, and people got to choose which hops they wanted, which made it pretty nice. So without further ado,
we've got Yakima in there as well. Of course, Yakima Chief, they were one of the other primary hop sponsors for us.
Yes, another one that's been involved for quite some time. Change of names, but yes, the Yakima Chief's been amazing. Like again, you can see the spread that was there and different things going on. So now, sorry, we're ready for it. We've had so many technical difficulties. The screen's flickering over here. Hopefully that comes back. But
It's showing.
Let me see what's going on here. We've got. I just tried to click it over here. It looks like we've got. Is that Pale 3 Latker?
I didn't know we had that many tables.
Definitely don't have that many entries, even in one category. I mean, that's
right. And I don't think I've ever judged a category purple. Something's. Let's go first. See what.
Yeah, let me just roll through and see what the third place entry is here. No, it says there's 404 error.
Okay.
Huh.
But hey,
yeah, I mean, something's weird because it's even on the second place.
All these weird technical.
And then it says a requested URL error was not found on the server.
That's all we know. Well, that's not helpful.
Maybe it's fine if we do it. No,
nothing. Okay.
The gold.
Did you like run an antivirus on this?
I clicked that button like right before we started. I clicked that button. Trying to get us all clean.
That's the one that gives you viruses. That's not the one that.
So the coronavirus button, that doesn't get rid of it?
No, it doesn't get rid of it.
What do we do?
Do you have like the Moderna app, or I think there's a Johnson & Johnson antivirus program that we can run now.
I've got McAfee or maybe Bitdefender.
I'll give those a try. It's worth a shot, right?
Okay.
Click that over.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh, that looks better.
Looks better. All right. Pale lager.
Okay, there we go. All right.
So our first category to announce today is going to be table 51 at the Bluebonnet, which is pale lager.
That's right. And pale lagers, that consists of American light lagers. That's the 1A, American lager, which is 1B, and then international pale lager, category 2A.
Well, our third place winner goes to James Rodriguez, Chris Conley, and Brian Hendricks, registered as independents. For their beer.
And looks like they won that medal with a beer called Mi Hija.
Mi Hija. Oh, nice.
Nice.
All right. Second place goes to Jesse Thorson of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
And they brewed a beer called Budweiser. It's the king of beers.
Oh, sounds right.
Sure.
And without further ado, our first place, gold medal winning, pale lager, goes to Jeff Flavin of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Awesome. I know that guy. And he brewed a beer called Easy Day. It was a really great light lager. It was fantastic. In fact, we got a chance to try a lot of these Stein winning beers during the Best of Show. I can tell you not a single one of them was anything less than absolutely outstanding. Pretty much every beer that won a medal, and especially all the Stein winners, these beers are better than most of the beers you can get commercially. We've got some fantastic brewers out there.
Yeah, and I tell you, I got to experience the dive judge at the Best of Show. It was really, really neat to experience all of the amazing beers that people had to offer and understand that, oh my goodness, we have to narrow this down to less than 4 out of the 36 entries in beer. And I mean, it's 1 down from the meads and ciders. How are we going to do this? None of them being bad. Yeah, none of them even being remotely close to okay.
They're all perfect, and you've got to find the most perfect out of these perfect examples. They're amazing. They're
hell of an experience. Mm-hmm. All right, so this should let us go to the next category now.
Nice.
Club of the Year running tally.
Okay.
Well, Jimmy must have added that to the deal this year.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, Club of the Year running tally. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Jimmy. I added a little technology there. So this is going to track when we do Club of the Year. Independence got 1 point,
mm-hmm.
and then
North Texas at 2
2 points.
And of course the Horsemen of Apocalypse up with 3 points, taking the early lead.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. That's going to be pretty nice to have.
Yeah.
During this. Okay.
Light ale. All right.
Category table 52 of the Bluebonnet for light ale.
52. Let's see. That consists of cream ale, American wheat beer, British golden ale, and Australian sparkling ale.
So our third place winner of a bronze medal goes to Andy Scherzinger of the Cane Island Alers.
Looks like they've got a beer called Charlie Bit My Finger for #for Mark 2021.
Nice win there. Okay. Second place goes to Jonathan Reasoner from the Bay Area Masternauts.
Nice. And they brewed something called Warrior Cream Ale.
Warrior Cream Ale. And without further ado, waiting only for a button click for the light ale, table 52 with 24 entries.
Go ahead and just click that button.
We have Jonathan Reasoner from the Bay Area Masternauts.
Nice. Double win for Jonathan. He won that Stein with San Diego Sparkling.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we're rocking and rolling here. So I say we move over here and talk about table 53, which is Kolsch.
Yes, and Kolsch consists of the Kolsch category, and that is all.
Interesting. Our third place goes to Jason Ebert, an independent,
with a beer called Naughty Fraulein.
All right. Our second place beer, the winner is John Driscoll of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
And he brewed up Fat Finger Up Your Nose. Oh, that sounds appetizing.
I don't know. Maybe it was not as appealing as the first place beer,
Oh, yeah.
which we will now tell you the winner of the Stein for the Kolsch category.
You're really milking this.
And that is Chris Gray, an independent.
With 2 naughty Fraulines.
Well, that makes sense. We only have 1 naughty Fraulein, and then
It's always better than 1.
right. So that only makes sense that that person would then win.
Mm.
All right. Thanks again for Hops Direct. We talked about them earlier. Sponsoring this event, they've done a great job. Like I said, throughout the years, providing pounds of hops. All right. Our the year running tally.
Running tally again. Okay, let's see
let's
where
see.
we are.
North Texas Homebrewers has
Points.
3 points. Okay. Horseman has 16 points.
16. Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Cap and Here looks like they got 19 points. That's pretty good. Yeah.
I have to start doing this math. Okay.
Okay. That brings us to table 54 for Pale Malty European Lager.
Awesome. Let's see. Pale, that's 54. That consists of Munich Helles, Fest Beer, and Helles Bock.
And I just clicked the button while you were saying all that because I went a little too fast.
Oh, you are just
So now Terry Olinger of the North Texas Homebrewers Association gets his name announced.
wow. And he won with Wedding Bells Munich Helles.
Beautiful. And our second place winner, silver medal for the category of Pale Malty European Lager, goes to Mikey Brown of the Cap and Air Home Brew Club.
This is my Bock, not your Bock.
Very true. So we will, without further ado,
Let's see who got that Stein.
quickly as we can, announce Table 54's winner of first place
Not really.
and Stein. Oh. Mirren Olsen, independent.
With a beer called Munich Helles.
Beautiful.
It's a good name. Catchy.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Kill this monitor. This is just driving me nuts.
If we,
It's not helping.
if we kill it, it will also kill that presentation screen.
Oh,
So
well,
we're just
then-
going to have to deal with it.
Well, then let's not do that.
Right, we've got a literal monitor that's blinking. If you see our faces, that's wonderful fun. But we still have to talk about the pale bitter European beer category, table 55, Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Yes, and this has quite a few items within it. If you brewed a Czech pale lager, a Czech premium pale lager, a German light beer, a German Helles export beer, a German Pils, or a historic pre-prohibition lager, any of those BJCP categories land in your table 55.
You got any more?
No,
Okay.
that's all I got.
Whew, that's enough.
It is.
Okay, our third place winner goes to Barry Forrest and Sylvia Eister of the Cap Air Home Brew Club.
And I've got a beer called Slow Pour.
Beautiful. And our second place silver medal goes to Jimmy Orton of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
With a beer called Ginger.
Easy for you to say. And quickly, we will go and announce our first place winner for the Pale Bitter European category with BJCP subcategories 3A, 3B,
Really?
5A, 5C, 5D, and 27A7.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
All right. And that is Mauricio Montoya of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
Check, please. No?
No? Okay. I like it. Which takes us to Amber, Malty, European Lager, table 56 of the Bluebonnet.
I love basically good amber multi-European lager. That consists of the international amber lager, the Marsens, and the Dunkelsbach.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Our third place goes to Mikey Brown of the Cap and Air Home Brew Club.
And he won that with a beer called Bangtoberfest.
Taking us to our second place, which is Brandon Jones and Julie Bennett of the Red Earth Brewers.
Let's see, and we've got a beer there called International Lager.
Wonderful, wonderful. Our first place beer goes to the winner of the Amber Malty European Lager category, which had 34 entries.
It did.
And that person is Mirren Olsen, independent.
With a Marzen called Marzen.
Yes. All right.
Can you do one more? Oh, okay. We got to do the running tally here.
I got a problem, though. Says drink local.
Oh, an issue here.
Nice. No problem anymore.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit foamy, but it's what you get for magical beer taps. Oh.
Well, that's tasty.
Mm-hmm.
But that takes us to our Club of the Year running tally.
Foamy.
It's very foamy. Okay.
All right.
The North Texas Homebrew Association has
8
racked up 8
Nice.
points.
Nice.
Oh, Cap and Hare's falling into second with only 37 points.
All right.
Who's
Who's got first place? Wow, Horsemen are just at the lead with 38 points. I like it.
No, that doesn't sound right.
I'm okay with it.
I'm going to look into that a little bit later. We don't really have time to troubleshoot that.
Okay, go on now.
Okay, let's talk about then Amber Bitter European Beers, table 57.
Amber bitter European beers. Let's see. Well, those are your Czech amber lagers, Vienna lager, alt beer, and Keller beer. Those are what belong in that category.
Beautiful. All right. Our third place winner is Will Schilling and Russell Elder of the Cane Island Ailers.
And they brewed a beer called Das Alt.
Das Alt. Wonderful style. Our second place winner is Jeffrey Lander of the Urban Knaves of Grain.
And they brewed a beer called Pancho. Nice.
And our first place winner of the 2021 Bluebonnet BrewOff 35th annual competition,
You drive a mad drink.
table 57, is Big Rig Brew Crew of the North Texas Home Brewer Association.
Awesome. They brewed up a beer called Big Rig Vienna. Nice beer.
Yes, wonderful. So, again, we talk about some of these best of show
Oh,
beers.
Lord, yeah. I mean, because I actually remember this beer. It was amazing.
It was very, very tasty. It was it was fun to remember a few of these that we remember.
Mhm.
Even some of the ones that didn't even make it to what our final push was were amazing enough to go, how did this not make it? And then you went and tried the others. You go, how did any of these not make it? They're all amazing.
And the thing is, Vienna is actually one of my favorite styles. I really love that style. So when I have one that is just absolutely top notch, it tends to stick in your brain, and it's really hard to forget.
Yes, it was amazing beer. Okay. Let's talk about this dark European lager, which is table 58 at the Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Table 58. Well, let's see. That includes your international dark lager, Czech dark lager, Munich Dunkel, and Schwarzbier.
Easy for you to say.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Our third place goes to Samuel Brewster of the ZZ Hops Home Brewing Club.
And I see your shot is as big as mine.
Beautiful. Second place goes to Mr. Beat Train of the Ninja Home Brewers.
And he won that with a beer called Flex Double Dark Lager.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Nice, nice.
I like it enough to tell you now who won the first place. Stein and Metal.
Are you going to tell us now?
I am going
Or
to
like
tell
a
you.
minute from now.
No, I'm going to tell you who won the dark European lager category
Dying to know.
of the 35th annual Bluebonnet BrewOff
Mm-hmm.
in the gold medal.
Go ahead.
And it goes to Tyson Schindler of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
It's Monkey's Uncle.
I like that. That's a good name.
That is a good name. I'd buy that beer.
So, this distant cousin of the weak European beer category is the strong European
Strong
beer
European.
category.
Yes, everybody loves a good strong European, right? Strong European such as a Doppelbock, an Eisbock, or a Baltic Porter.
Beautiful. All of those are amazing beer styles. Love the Baltic Brewers. Our third place goes to Carl King of the Cap and Hair Homebrew Club.
His Three Kings Eisbock is a perennial favorite.
Always good. I've brewed that recipe. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Second place goes to Terry Ollinger of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
And he brewed up a Saboteur.
He couldn't quite sabotage the first place winner.
And who was that?
That is the winner of the strong European beer category
Go ahead. Drink it.
with 36 entries,
Mm-hmm.
which is what we would normally put about 6 judges in. We would sometimes have 8 judges at a table like this if we could, but it would allow us in this year's Bluebonnet BrewOff to judge with 36 categories.
I can date now, really.
Oh, okay. The winner is David Rogers of the Northside Ailers.
The Adjudicator. Nice, nice. Very excellent beer.
Well, that's pretty fun stuff, and I think we actually might have just had some literal technology correction behind the scenes. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's
No
awesome.
more blinking screen right now.
You don't see this like flashing light on my face. I'm kind of enjoying that. I don't have to like keep watching back and forth.
So I just want to mention, okay, we got a few videos in here. We had a video from our head judge earlier. We got a video here next of another long-time Bluebonnet contributor here, and just want to give him a chance to speak his mind, tell us a little bit about himself, maybe put a face to the name if you guys don't know him.
Absolutely.
So switch over here to this little guy, and we will click that little thing. And click it again.
There he is.
Is he talking? Are you talking, Steve? I'm going to make you talk by clicking the button.
Hi, my name is Steve Westrom. I've been affiliated with the Bluebonnet since the 1990s. I'm a member of the Knights of the Brown Bottle Homebrew Club. I've been the treasurer quite a few years in the 90s and 2000s, and then been the director in 2002. Been brewing for about 35 years and made lots of friends here. Good to talk to y'all.
Beautiful. Well, Steve's done a lot for our committee here over the years. Really appreciate the time. I mean, organizing the awards. I mean, we got a lot of medals, a lot of stuff going on. Tiny little details that seem like they wouldn't be that big of a deal, and they aren't when you have a lot of good volunteers helping.
Absolutely.
So, all right, we will not play that again. We will instead talk about German wheat beer.
Let's talk about German wheat beer. Let's see. German wheat beer includes Weissbier, Dunkelweissbier, Weizenbock, and historic Roggenbier.
Beautiful. And we had 18 entries in this category this year, and our third place winner goes to
somebody.
Walter Hodges of the North Texas Homebrewers Association,
with a beer called Hutton Branch Roggenbier F2020.
I was able to hide that little thing. That would be easier for you next time. So that when you read the second place beer, which goes to Mark Brendan of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
And he brewed a Dunkel's Weiss beer called Dunkel's Weiss beer.
Yes, and he brewed some good beers last year as well. Thank you again for entering, Mark. Which allows us to then talk about the winner of the German wheat beer category, table 60 of the Bluebonnet BrewOff 2021 35th annual.
Yeah. Come on, spit it out.
Andy Scherzinger of the Cane Island Ailers.
Hashtag for Mark 2021.
Beautiful. All right. Taking us to our next category, table 61 at the Bluebonnet BrewOff English and Irish Ale.
English and Irish ale. Let's see, that would be ordinary bitter and also includes best bitter and Irish red ale.
Beauty. Our third place winner goes to Chris Schnebel of Barley Coherent.
Barley Coherent, yes, Barley Coherent. And he brewed a best bitter called Best Bitter.
Unique. And our second place goes to Brandon Jones and Julie Bennett of the Red Earth Brewers.
Go deal. I don't speak Irish.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. Which allows us, to flow straight into telling everybody who won the Stein and the entire category.
Please tell us who won the Stein in the entire category
of English and Irish ale for the Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Is that what this is?
The 35th annual. And that winner is Peter Polchinski of the Fellowship of Oklahoma Ale Makers.
Yes, with a beer called Pillock and a Pear Tree.
Beautiful. I like it. All right. It moves us to strong English pale beers.
Strong pale English beer.
Okay. Well,
strong pale English beer. Well, that's your strong bitters, your English IPAs, and your Burton ales.
Beauty. So having a good beer like that always makes me want to have a good beer from Bill Lawrence of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
Yes, Willie's Limey Juice. Fantastic beer.
Yeah. Third place for the strong pale English beer category. And second place goes to Dean Weaver of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
With a beer called Deanitude English Biscuit.
He was very helpful this year as being one of the hosts of some of our judging events. It was amazing. I mean, having as many people as we did this year doing that.
A bit of a challenge getting it done this year, but
right,
like Dean and had so many people helping out.
Yeah, well, you as well. I mean, you hosted some here It was great, and having that level of commitment from the people that are volunteering is awesome, because then it lets us, then give a stein to the winner of the Strong Pale English beer, which is Matthew Harold of the Cane Island Alers.
With Mean Brews English IPA.
Beautiful.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think that, Club of the Year running tally.
Let's see where we're at. Okay.
Cane Island Alers.
9 points. Yep.
Yeah, they got 9 points in there now. All right. The Horsemen of the Apocalypse have
7 points. Okay. We're racking up pretty quick there. Yeah.
All right. 89 points for the Cap and Air Home Brew Club. Nice.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's 2 clubs, I've been going for long. I like that.
Quite sure, but
No, I think it sounds right.
yeah.
Okay. That takes us to Brown British Beer for table 63 of the Bluebonnet BrewOff.
See, brown British beer. Okay, well, for that you've got dark mild, you've got British brown ale, English porter, and historic London brown ale.
Well, historically, I like London's brown ales, and I wonder if I would have liked Richard Stahl's beer from the independent category.
Well, it's Mrs. Kim's porter.
Beautiful. Our second place goes to David Rogers of the Northside Alers.
With a beer called Tea and Biscuits.
And our first place beer goes to the winner of table 63 with 47 entries, which takes about 8 judges. So that takes, a large scale amount of judges. So we're able to then decide who the winner of Brown British Beer is and tell you that the Stein winner is Keith Wright of the Red Earth Brewers.
Wow, now.
Yeah. No, that's when I tell everybody that.
Finally, you get around to it eventually.
And we have Scottish Ale.
Scottish Ale, 21 entries in the Scottish Ale category. That would be the Scottish Light, the Scottish Heavy, and the Scottish Export.
Beauty. Our third place medals go to Nicholas McCoy and Jeff Perot. Did I do it right?
Perot, I think, is
Perot. Jeff Perot of Draft Punk.
Yes. With a beer called Heavy Export.
Beauty. Second place goes to Nicholas McCoy and Jeff Pirate of Draft Punk.
Yes, we've heard of them. They've got a beer called Heavy Export again.
And that takes us to the winner of the Scottish Ale category, which is 2021's Bluebonnet BrewOff winner of the Scottish Ale, which is James Gold of Cane Island Alers.
With a Scottish Heavy #4 mark.
Beautiful. What's our next category here?
Here is our next category.
We have
it might be the strong British ales. No,
English. And I didn't always skip.
I skipped over one.
Okay, yeah.
English
English and
yeah.
Irish stouts.
We got to do that. That's a big category.
Big category. 46 entries this year.
That's right. It also includes a lot of different styles. We've got the Irish Stout, Irish Extra Stout, Sweet Stout, Oatmeal Stout, Tropical Stout, and Foreign Extra Stout. All kinds of subdivisions of stouts.
That sounds pretty stout. Third place goes to Robert Brown of the Foam Rangers Home Brew Club.
Beer called The Desert's Quiet, Cleveland's Cold.
Oh, beautiful. Second place goes to Deborah Pritchard of the Red Earth Brewers.
With a beer called Barbed Wire.
And the first place beer goes to the winner of the subcategory winner of 15B, 15C, 16A, 16B, 16C, and 16D.
Yes, there's a lot.
Most of those are stouts, English or Irish varietals.
Most of them should be. Which one won?
The winner is Jarrett Long and John Bates of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Awesome job, guys. Let's see. You won that with Dark Side of the Tropics. Well-earned stein for you guys. Awesome job.
I remember tasting that at the Best of Show as well.
It was amazing.
Pretty fantastic beer. And that takes us to giving a special thanks to, I think, probably the 2 most thankless jobs that you have out there.
Man, it's
James Lohan and Jimmy Orkin. I mean, these guys put in so much work behind the scenes each and every year. Make this thing look easy. And it's not easy. I say it again, not easy.
There's a crazy amount of work that goes into putting on an event like this. And this is obviously, it's the biggest one around. It's the biggest competition like this that there is. And it takes a lot of hours and takes a lot of people. And these guys have done a fantastic job behind the scenes of making sure that everything runs much more smoothly. It's like the duck floating along the water. It looks like nothing's happening, but underneath the surface, you just got constant paddling all the time. And these guys got us to the finish line with room to spare.
Yeah, literally room to spare. Probably one of the first times that we've been done with some comfort in quite some time of judging. So with all the roadblocks that we had, with everything that was going on this year, and literally Snowmageddon apocalypse, like we
had to make stuff up on the fly, but you know, we got it done.
We got it done, and we got it done because those two guys put in all the effort behind the scenes and are just amazing helping. Cheers.
Right.
Okay, we have the strong British ale.
Now I get to talk about strong British ale. It would be your old ale and your English barley wine.
All right. Well, if there was old barley wines, then that would be even better. But we're going to talk about Richardson Harris of the North Texas Homebrewers Association for his beer.
Yeah, he brewed hard scrabble barley wine.
All right. Well, that takes us to the second place, which is Will Schilling and Russell Elder of the Cane Island Alers.
And they brewed a beer called Chad Music.
And then our first place winner of the strong British ale category table, 66, with 23 entries for BJCP subcategory 17B and 17D, goes to Hank Keller of the Foam Rangers Home Brew Club.
He brewed Old Ale 17. That is genuinely an old ale. It was a fantastic beer too, and I'm glad to see an old ale that's genuinely old aged that smoothly.
Yes, very good beer. Very that one for judging as well. The best of show is fun. Taking us, We Heavy.
We Heavy includes the category We Heavy, and that's all.
And that's all. We Heavy, winner of third place medal, goes to Hank Keller of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
And we've got a beer called We Heavy Set.
Beautiful, beautiful. Our second place goes to Bill Lawrence of the North Texas Homebrewers Association
with Willie's We Heavy.
And our first place medal goes to the winner of the first place and sign of We Heavy for category 67, the Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Which is? You're going to look like that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That is David Rogers of the Northside Alers.
He brewed a beer called Highland Heavy.
Highland Heavy.
Nice.
Beauty. So we should probably go and look at Pale American Ale next.
American, 39 entries on that one, and that includes Blonde Ale and American Pale Ale.
Ooh, yes. So I remember before we ever get to announcing who the winner is, so this was part of the subsection that I was in with the best of show judging. I had this one and, just fun to get to judge some of these great beers. So third place goes to Travis Cobble of the King Island Alers.
He brewed a beer called Chill Paisley.
Chill Paisley. All right. But our second place winner is Scott McNeely and Alfonso Pascal, Independence.
And he brewed a pale ale called Hoppy Pale Ale. It was hoppy.
It was.
At least I assume it was. That's the name of the beer.
And that allows us to then get to the first place winner of the Pale American Ale category for Bluebonnet BrewOff 35th Annual 2021, which is table 68 at the Bluebonnet BrewOff. And both of these subcategories merged together to create one winner. And that winner is Travis Lindner of Independence.
Linden Honey Blonde.
It was a very, very good blonde ale, by the way. I remember that one in the finals. Tasty. So that takes us to the next category.
Club of the year. All right, let's see where we're at.
How's the tally going?
Okay, in third place, currently standing is 10 points with Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
Nice. Okay.
And we've got the Horseman with 254 points.
That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good point total, yeah.
Cap and Hair with 359.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Seems like you're.
I like it.
I don't know if I buy that.
That sounds right to me.
It seems like a bit of a excessive lead.
It's kind of, I mean, that is what it is. I mean, Jimmy put those slides in, and I appreciate that. So Amber and Brown American, table 69 at the Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Well, that was a pretty popular table. We had 36 entries, and we've got a lot of different subcategories in that. That's the American Amber Ale, California Common, American Brown Ale, Historic Kentucky Common, and the Historic Pre-Prohibition Porter.
which sounds like a beer that might be able to win third place, which is Mark Rendon of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
And he won that with a beer he titled Pre-Prohibition Porter.
Aptly so.
I like a beer that's called what it is.
And our second place winner goes to a man we mentioned earlier, Jimmy Orkin of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
And once again, we must fuck Ginger.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and read this next one because they're the winner of the Amber and Brown American category, right? And there's 36 entries we already talked about. I mean, that's like how many categories, subcategories? It's like 5, 6 subcategories. They're top categories too, and they're multiple numbers, like 19s with some letters, and 27s with some letters, and it's pretty good.
Are you like any time going to get to a point? My glass is broke.
My beer broke.
Yeah, there's a hole in the glass right here. The beer keeps leaking out. So,
There was a little more in mine.
Ah, yes. Nice glass of delicious.
The magic that makes beer appear in my glass.
Now we're going to
Not from a
wash
can.
this tabletop.
Don't look at my shirt. No, I'll sure.
It's okay.
I'm not
We're doing it
ready.
again. So who
Okay.
won that time?
The winner goes to the person that I will announce after I click the button, which is Jeffrey Landers of the Urban Knaves of Grain.
And he brewed that. He won that with a beer he brewed called Dank Red.
Dank Red. Beautiful. Well done. Taking us to the American Porter and Stout category, which is table 70 of the Brew-Off.
Let's see, American Porter and Stout. You've got category 20A and B. That's American Porter and American Stout.
Aptly named. Oh, look. Magic appearing stuff. That's magically wiping the magic beer that appeared on my shirt.
Well, if you're going to have a magic beer dispenser, you need magic napkins.
You do. So that we can announce that Fernando Mireles won as an independent.
And he brewed a stout called Stout. At least I assume it was a stout. It might have been a porter, but that would have been a terrible name for a porter. So we're going with Stout.
All right. And our second place goes to Anton Allen and Darren Purinton, also independent.
And also with a beer name of Stout.
Stout. Very intriguing.
Yes.
Makes me wonder if maybe the winner had more creative names for their beer. Sometimes people they just name their beer something that's the category name. Sometimes they name it, something.
Let's find out who won this time.
Oh yeah. The winner of that would be Robert Brown of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
Here comes the rain again.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Taking us to the Imperial Stout category.
Imperial Stout. And that includes category 20C, which is Imperial Stout. And that's it.
And that's all. Third place goes to Rafael Cortez, an independent.
Zaragoza.
And second place goes to James Gold of the Cane Island Ailers.
And he brewed Imperial Stout, #for Mark.
And our winner brewed a beer that won this category, that won Imperial Stout. And it also won a Stein.
Yes, and who won that Stein?
The winner of table 71.
I'm literally dying to find out who won that Stein.
And it is only some category 20C of the BJCP.
Yes.
And that winner is Sanjay Thomas and Lisa Montemayor of the Bay Area Masternauts.
With a beer called Choco Coco Imperial Stout.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I'm going to back up. We're going to talk again about some of our helpers and people that were able to put together some of these judging locations. And we had one who's been involved with the Bluebonnet committee here helping. I'm very appreciative of everything he's done, this year and years past. But that's Dean Weaver. And let's hear what Dean has to say.
My name is Dean Weaver.
And half of his face split.
Beverage I made was the 22-gallon batch of double IPA. Favorite thing I did for the Bluebonnet was logistically getting supplies to everybody and hosting for judging. And I got to meet a lot of cool new judges. The most interesting thing about me, I'm an ordinary guy with my hands in a lot of cookie jars. Cheers.
Dean is halfway there,
Yeah, I'm not sure. We only saw the left
He's
half of him, but
living on a prayer. But we appreciate it. Yeah, Dean, thanks again for hosting so many different judging events over at your place, and with all the headaches there, and picking up some of the extra stuff, moving it around, storage, and every little bit matters. But he did a lot of it.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it was pretty cool. And that takes us over to the American IPA category.
American IPA, and that consists of category 21A, which is American IPA.
That's a tongue twister. And that tongue twister resulted in the third place winner of Jason Ebert, an independent.
With a beer called Hand Prop.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I remember judging some of this category, and I'm happy to say that Scott Kohler of the Ninja Homebrewers took home a medal for second place.
And he's got a Nelson Sauvin El Dorado IPA. I bet I know what hops he used in that. A lot of Citra.
Okay, that makes sense. And it also makes sense that the next person that we're going to announce is the winner of the American IPA category.
Yes, and you can just click the button like now.
Right.
In fact, and tell us who it's.
I'm trying to click the button, but when I click it and it's not hovered over the button, it's not actually moving the slide to the next screen.
Well, just why don't you move the mouse over to where you need it to be so that we can find out who won the Stein? Because I'd like to know.
Okay, well, I'll try that. We'll see if it works. Oh, it does, and it tells us that Nicholas McCoy and Jeff Irott of the Draft Punk.
Yes, and they won that Stein with Wookiee Dust, another perennial favorite. I know they've been brewing that beer for a little bit now, and it keeps winning.
It's a very, very tasty beer.
Absolutely.
Enjoyed that at judging events here this year, taking us to Specialty IPA.
Specialty, now there's a lot of stuff that's in specialty IPA because, well, there's a lot of different kinds of IPA. People keep coming up with new versions of it.
Not so many subcategory 21B.
It's 21B 1 through 7. We've got specialty IPA, Belgian IPA, black IPA, brown IPA, red IPA, rye IPA, white IPA, New England IPA, and if you came up with something else that we've never heard of, it goes in there too. Maybe as long as it's an IPA.
Maybe that's where purple goes.
Maybe. Purple IPA. Please don't brew a purple IPA.
But our third place winner might have brewed a purple IPA. We'll see. That is Mauricio Montoya of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
With a mad experiment.
Could be purple.
It might have been, yeah.
Second place would go to James Gold of the Cane Island Ailers.
With any IPA, #4Mark.
Beautiful. Taking us to our Stein winner of the specialty IPA category, which is just 21B.
Which you're just going to tell us what it is right now. You're just going to put it right now. You're going to click it right now.
21B2, 21B3, 21B4, and that goes to Philip Verdiek of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
And they won that Stein with a beer called Hop Slam.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very good category. Fun to judge. Enjoyed the finals of that as well.
Let's talk about Strong American Ale.
Strong American Ale is table 74 at the Bluebonnet BrewOff, and it contains subcategories.
Yeah, we've got 28 entries in that one. We've got double IPA, American Strong Ale, American Barley Wine, and Wheat Wine.
Wheat wine.
Wheat Wine.
Third place goes to David Rogers and Sasha Tybo of the Northside Ailers.
Don't haze me, bro!
Beautiful. Second place goes to Matt Westwick of the Cane Island Ailers.
Sweet.
In the first place, Stein, winner of 28 entries worth of BJCP Strong American Ales, goes to a person that brewed this beer and entered it into Bluebonnet, and that person is Robert Brown of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
Yes, I want to believe that we can get through this today.
And we can, as long as we maintain an eye on the prize, which is the Club of the Year running tally.
Yes. Where are we with this tally?
Let's see. Looks like Draft Punk's
Wow, they popped up there at 11 points. Yeah.
All right, that's pretty good. Captain Air Home Brew Club, 675 points. That's
Nice.
not too bad.
They're doing good.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Horseman with 1,087 points. Nice, taking the lead again.
I'm a little skeptical that the lead.
No, it says it right there. I see it. It's 1,087.
Yeah, it's a healthy lead.
It is.
All right,
great.
well, we'll see if things can change and the fortunes of the clubs can adjust as we look at the European sour ale category. Tables 75 for the Bluebonnet.
European sour ale. Well, that includes, let's see, we've got Berliner Weiss, Flanders Red Ale, Old Brewing, Lambic, Goose, and Fruit Lambic.
Beauty. So our third place winner is Anthony Gutschma of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
They brewed that with Sacred Ibis Artisan Ales.
All right, that wasn't too hard to read. Because our second place winner is Matthew Harold of the Cane Island Nailers.
And he brewed Mean Brews Goose and won that silver medal with that one.
Yeah, he really let you have an easy play in there because like Mean Brews and then going into Goose, like it actually is very similar to how that's supposed to be pronounced. Because a lot of people are like guys or gooies or, they try to pronounce that.
Gooey. I mean, you don't need to pronounce every letter. Some of them just kind of.
Right. But like in that one, they just say it was like giz, right? Or it sounds like it's pouring out.
Let's just go ahead with the Stein winner. Yeah.
The Stein winner of the European sour ale category is Janine Weber of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
The beer called "If I Was a Beer, I'd Be This,"
and I would be too.
It was good,
tasty, super tasty, and also tasty are Belgian ales.
Belgian ales are tasty. I enjoy Belgian ales. I enjoy wit beers. Belgian pale ales, beer de gardes, Belgian blonde ales, and Trappist singles. They're all delicious.
And I enjoy beers that are brewed by one people or all the people, such as David Evans, Lord Katie, Brock Targa, Chris Clow, Jane Evans of Independent.
With a beer called Lola.
5 names and then like only 1 name for the beer. It's pretty nice. Second place goes to Peter Polkinski of the Fellowship of Oklahoma Ale Makers.
He brewed Got a Monk On.
And the winner of the Belgian Ale category gets a Stein and a gold medal.
Yes, they know this.
Also, the ribbon that connects to the gold medal is included in the win.
Yes, and there's a clasp that connects the ribbon to the medal, and I'm sure they would really like to know who gets that clasp.
They take that and put it on there with pliers.
Yes, so who won the clasp?
That clasp goes to Douglas Hicks of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
And they brewed a beer de garde called Beer de Garde.
Intriguing.
And delicious. Strong, light Belgian ale.
That's table 77 at the Bluebonnet BrewOff. 47 entries. That's anytime you get close to the 47, 48, that's our cap at 48. That means we needed all 8 judges.
That was one of the biggest categories we had, and that included Saison, Belgian Golden Strong Ale, and Belgian Triple.
And the third place medal goes to James Kane, Travis Bullock, and Marcus Hoff of Bear Brewers.
They brewed up Frenchie's Revenge.
All right, we've got a little San Antonio action coming in there. Right. Not to be outdone by Houston. And Scott Kohler of the Ninja Homebrewers.
With a beer called Threesome.
And the first place winner goes to...
Click it now.
Quick what?
The button to make the thing show. Just do it.
Oh. Goes to Colin Milne of Brewhaven.
The spirits of all 3.
Beauty.
Nice.
All right. Takes me to another a little interlude. I want to talk about 2 people that are near and dear to me. Steve and Vic Brown. We recently moved households, but we were very close to them before. Steve and Vicky Brown have been consummate professionals, as it were, of people that are helping the Bluebonnet BrewOff. You could pretty much call their job description at the Bluebonnet BrewOff anything that needs to happen.
If it needs to happen, they
get it done.
And we could not do something this complicated without folks like them. I mean, they've been amazing help for years now, just making sure that the stuff that needs to get done gets done. And we can't thank them enough.
Yeah, like I said, amazing friends of mine. Personally, my wife and daughter, like everybody loves them. I don't think there's anybody who knows how to say a cross word about them. They're just absolutely amazing people. And once again, we really do appreciate everything that they have offered and given to Bluebonnet BrewOff. All right, I'm going to back off. We're going to go back to...
Let's go give some more awards.
This thing where we click the button and it goes to the next slide of Strong Dark Belgian ale.
Okay, strong dark Belgian ales. That would be your Belgian doubles and your Belgian dark strong ales.
Okay, that's table 78, and our third place goes to Dean Weaver of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
With Deanitude Smooth Operator.
He is a smooth operator.
Yes, and so is his beer.
And that takes us to only a few of these guys, which is Travis Bullock, James Caney, and Marcus Haas of the Bear Brewers.
I don't think I can pronounce that. There's no vowels in it. RGBDSA. I'm just going with that. Yeah.
Maybe you should try it a few more times. Like, we've got time.
No, we don't. Just click it.
I mean, there's plenty. Everybody's got this recording is going to be there.
I am quite certain that the winner of the strong dark Belgian ale category would love to know his name.
And I would do, because it's Joe Thibodeau of the Red Stick Brewmasters.
With Neophyte Night. Awesome beer.
Oh, man, that one.
This is this, actually.
I like it.
Mhm.
So when he says it's this, it's not his. It's his similar style. So
Yeah.
it's wonderful. Okay. So Joe Thibodeau is my bad. Or hers. I've been told that we've got to make sure we don't
Yes,
understand that the name can be masculine or feminine.
this is true. We can't be sure.
But fruit beers are always masculine and feminine. And that is table 79. What goes into fruit beer?
Fruit?
BJCP?
Fruit and beer. You got your fruit beer, your fruit and spice beer, and also your specialty fruit beer. Basically, if it's got fruit in it, it belongs here.
Beautiful.
Unless it's got other stuff. But
Stephen Franks knows what it's supposed to have of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
that's right. He won bronze with a beer called Pilsen Rosa.
Or she.
Sorry.
And Damon Lacey, Perpetual Brewing Jason Joy, independent.
Brewed a beer called Self-Indulge Some More on Blackberries.
That's beautiful. And that lets me announce the winner of one of these things. This is a Stein. I don't know if anybody has seen these before. This is a Stein. And this is the one that we're giving to Wim Benz, because Wim Benz is amazing. And we really appreciate everything that he's done to help us throughout the years, but this year especially. And you won't get this Stein. You'll get a different Stein. You'll get the Stein that's intended for the category of fruit beer, which is table 79 of the Bluebonnet BrewOff. And it is won by David Rogers of the Northside Ailers.
There it is. It didn't pop up for a minute. With a beer called Kalamoden Goza.
Easy for you to say.
For me to say.
Oh, okay. Spice, herb, and vegetable beers. One of the most difficult to judge, because you're talking about, you want every category all entered into one category, and you have to read that and then apply a whole bunch of logic of what ingredients they have entered into it.
One of the hardest, some of the hardest ones to judge are the ones where you go into the BJCP guidelines and it says varies. Color could be anything, flavor, whatever. I mean, these beers have to be. You've got to have your base down. You've got to declare exactly what are you building off of. What is that base beer? Then you've got to declare precisely what spices, herbs, or vegetables you're putting on them. It has to be well balanced. It has to be present, and then it has to be a good idea.
And a good beer.
Yeah, it's got actually
And a beer.
So if you brewed a spice, herb, vegetable beer, an autumn seasonal beer, or a winter seasonal beer, your beer goes here.
And if you brewed it and you won the third place medal, your name would be Damon Lacey, Perpetual Brewing Jason Joy, independent.
With a beer called Chococabra.
Beautiful. You would also be second place winner, Robert Eiley of the East Texas Brewers Guild.
And they brewed Hot Lapino Pale Ale.
And you would also be the first place winner of Spice Herb Vegetable Beer, which I entered one into this category and I thought it was pretty good. And I don't think it's my name here because I got to judge best of show. So I'm guessing that one of those 48 entries, which was my entry, is not the winner here
So you're saying there's a brewer out there better than you?
this time.
Okay. Who is it?
Oh, that winner is Nathaniel Phillips of the Red Earth Brewers.
with cherry dice.
That's exactly right.
All right. So after, what do we have after spice, herb, and vegetable? Oh, well, see, you've got an empty beer. I'm still have some. I'm not quite ready to drain this yet. It's delicious, and I'm quite enjoying it.
Yeah,
but
technical glitch.
yeah,
Sorry,
it seems like our director has glitched. He's frozen. He can't move. He needs oil.
If I like this anymore. Magic filling beer.
I'll call you over.
Wonderful. It's beautiful. It's nearly over. Oh. Fantastic.
Who is it? What's next?
That next thing that we could talk about would be the Club of the Year running tally.
Oh yeah, where are we? With
All right,
this?
let's see where
I know the Horsemen were doing pretty good before.
Rhetoric Brewers. I mean, they've been coming up strong here in the last little bit. Now they got 12 points. Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Solid showing, 1,150 points.
It's pretty good. Cap and Hair Brew Club is up to 105,988 points.
105,988 points. I'm starting to doubt this math.
This is pretty good. I'm very proud of both the Cap and Hair and the Horsemen. I mean, killing it.
Yeah, but still not so sure about this math.
Smoked and wood-aged beer. It just says smoked and wood beer. I don't think it's actually wood beer.
It's not made of wood. It's just aged on wood.
Yes.
Well, I don't know, because no, if you brewed a Rausch beer, a classic style smoked beer, specialty smoked beer, wood-aged beer, specialty wood-aged beer, if you brewed any of those, then you belong in this category.
And your third place name would be so many names of Hank Geller, Jeff Riley, Jimmy Page, Will Holdwich, and Carol Chalupka of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
And they brewed a beer called Riley's Revenge and managed to win bronze with that.
All right. Well, and I'm not done announcing just one name. I have to announce two, which is Jarrett Long and John Bates of the Horsemen of Apocalypse.
Awesome job. Awesome job, guys. You brewed a beer called I, Matey.
Beautiful. And not to be outdone by Jarrett or John or Hank or Jeff or Jimmy or Will or Carol.
Or anybody,
or any of the other 43 entries of the smoked and wood-aged beer category of the Bluebonnet BrewOff.
I promise we won't do this next year.
Is Carl King of the Cap and Hair Homebrew Club.
Awesome job, Carl. Three Kings Rausch beer. Very, very excellent beer.
I liked that one.
Yes, I like that one a lot too.
All right, that takes us to two wild and crazy American wild ales.
Wild ales. Let's see. What is a wild ale? Well, wild ale is a historic goza, a Brett beer, a mixed fermentation sour beer, or a wild specialty beer. If you brewed one of those, you belong on table 82.
And you belong with a medal for third place of Cody Cannon of the Fellowship of Oklahoma Ale Makers.
They brewed a beer called Crop Circle.
All right, sounds awful. And Tyson Schindler of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
Das Kinderlund.
Taking home the second place silver medal for the American Wild Ale category of the Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Yes, and what won the Stein? Please, just tell us. I'm dying to know.
Winner of the Stein of American Wild Ale of the Bluebonnet BrewOff of the 35th annual is Derek Elegino and Greg Christensen of Mock Snicks Brewery.
And they won with beer called Leidchen.
Sounds right to me.
Me too.
Taking on the next category is specialty beers, table 83.
There's quite a lot of opportunity here. Basically, if you're brewing something that doesn't fit anywhere else, then it fits here. If you've got a historical beer, a historic Pivogrodsky, historic Lichtenhammer, a historic Sahi, an alternative grain beer, an alternative sugar beer, a clone beer, a mixed style beer, an experimental beer, or who the hell knows what else. If it doesn't fit anywhere else, it fits here.
Unless we say it's out of category. But if we don't, we say third place goes to Vernon Irwin of the Mash Runners.
and they brewed Grocery Store Shenanigans and won 3rd place with it.
Pretty phenomenal.
Indeed.
If I were going to win 2nd place, I would want to be named Nigel Curtis of the Cabin Air Homebrew Club.
He brewed 303 up and 66 down.
But finally, because numbers are important, I want to make sure that we understand that this subcategory contains BJCP subcategories 27, 20A, 27A2, 27A3, 31A, 31B, 34A, 34B, 34C, and a number in the winning Stein person of James Rodriguez, an independent,
118.
with their beer 118.
118.
Okay, I want to take another few seconds to talk about some other people here on the Bluebonnet Committee this year. Fairly new to the Bluebonnet Committee, and Mark McCurdy and Brandon Martin put in a lot of hours, and those hours were very impactful this year. And I can't say enough. Mark McCurdy stepping into a treasurer role that was filled by a longtime committee and board member for so many years with everything going on. He killed it. He was great. He was consummate professional and, upgraded things, helped us with the organization of our storage unit. I mean, we spent probably 20 hours together, Matt and myself and Mark, through that, just making sure that we had that stuff nice and organized this year. That time investment saved us so much in the end. Brandon Martin stepping in, hosting the best show, containing all Steve Box beers, doing everything he did, helping with the judging. He was basically our assistant head judge, head steward. He was so many different roles at this year's Bluebonnet. Killed it. It was, these are the type of folks that I don't have a video for them. They didn't want to take any time to make a video or didn't want to make a big splash because, like some of the folks out there that, they just do it because they're amazing people.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, this is, like we said before, this takes a lot of people and a lot of hours and a lot of effort. And these guys really stepped up this year and made this work for us. There's so many things behind the scenes that have to happen, and I can't thank them enough. Without a doubt.
It's amazing what they've done for us, what they've done for Bluebonnet, what they've done for everybody out there watching right now. So, buy them a beer if you get a chance. Like, that's all I can say. But in the meantime, we're going to go talking about a category that's made of, I would say it's a pretty sweet category. If I'm going to say anything about it, it's traditional meads, which is table 84 at Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Awesome. So who do we have? Let's see. We've got the dry mead, the semi-sweet mead, and the sweet mead. These are the traditional meads.
Beautiful. And our 3rd place goes to somebody who's about to hand somebody a beer here, which is Rennie Morris, the Horseman of the Apocalypse.
And she brewed a beer called the Cat's Meow.
She did not. She brewed a mead.
A mead, yes.
Brewed?
Mead called the Cat's Meow.
She fermented a mead. Congratulations, Rennie. Awesome.
You should see her face right now.
So you're talking about trying to keep a secret from people who are standing in a room like James Land of the Cap and Air Home Brew Club, who takes home our silver medal for traditional mead.
With a mead called the Tex Buffalo.
And we also have some people who entered this category and, I want to watch that. Hold on. We're trying to pour magic beer all over a computer, but we're also somewhat teary while we're doing this. So it's an amazing feat, an amazing mead, but maybe not as amazing as the mead that won traditional mead Stein of Barry Forrest and Sylvia Eister of the Cap and Air Home Brew Club.
With a mead called Pooh Bear's Favorite.
Which was amazing. Amazing. And our Maloma. And that is table 85 at this year's Bluebonnet BrewOff.
Let's see, in Millimel, I'm going to call it mellow. I think that's what I want to call it.
You want to call it that?
I want to call it that. Yeah, it's got cider, piment, berry mead, stone fruit mead, and mellow mel. If you made one of these, you belong on table 85.
And the third place belonger is Kyle Mackay. I don't know if that's even. Did you just like put a random capital K in your name? Mash Runners.
Mackay Clan Cider.
All right. And our second place goes to Tim Zabel of the Mash Runners.
And let's see, he's got a mellow mel called a little bit of honey and apple.
But he does not have the winning medal.
Does not have the winning
Malone.
Yes. Who won the mumble? Who won the mumble?
And it was the winner of Jeff Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers.
With a mellow mel called Hidden Dragon.
And he won that with the mobile. And spice and specialty meads were won by people.
They were won by people. Who are those people?
Those people are coming up soon.
Yeah, so spice specialty mead. Let's see. I mean, because spiced and specialty, that's your fruit and spice mead, your spice herb vegetable mead, your braggot, historical mead, and experimental mead.
And third place goes to James Smith of the North Texas Homebrewers Association.
With a spiced and specialty mead called a 544 Brochette.
And our second place, it's not a beer, it's a mead. It goes to James Lalland of the Captain Homebrew Club.
With Tex Heat Buffalo.
Which is pretty awesome. And, you know, spice and specialty mead is really a difficult category because there's so many subcategories and you have to mix things up and you make a mead, which a mead is made with honey. And you see this little thing right here with the bee. Bees actually make honey.
They do make honey.
And they put them in these little honeycombs on this little Bluebonnet thing. And, you know, it's
it has to be it has to be shaped like the state of Texas.
It does.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been training my bees to make honeycomb in the state of Texas. Haven't been successful.
Would you like to tell us who won this time?
I would. And I would like to tell you that the winner of this sign is James Land of the Campanair Homebrew Club.
And he made a mead called Raz Heat Buffalo.
And that was
And he's quite excited about it, too.
Which takes us to our Club of the Year running tally.
Yes, where are we?
Well, it looks like Ninja Homebrewers has done pretty good for the
13
last
points.
little
They're not
bit.
doing bad, yeah.
Yeah, they've done okay. Ooh, Campanair Homebrew Club is settled into second place with only 107 and
107,025 points. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Who's in the lead right now?
The lead is now the Horseman of the Apocalypse with
Nice.
6.5 times 10 to the 8th points. Is this scientific notation?
What, you have a problem with science?
No, I just maybe the math behind the science. I'm not really sure here. It just doesn't seem right.
No, I'm behind that. I like
Okay.
science.
Well, let's just go on to Cider and Perry. Talk about who won this category.
Well, okay, cider and perry. I mean, cider and perry, that includes your ciders and your perries, your New World cider, English cider, French cider, New World perry, and traditional perry.
Traditionally speaking,
Mhm.
I would hand the third place medal to Cindy Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers.
Yes, because she made an excellent cider and or perry called White Rabbit.
Beauty. And I would hand the second place to Jeff Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers.
Who made a cider and or perry called the Cider Monkey. I'm pretty sure it's a cider, not a perry.
But it's not as good as the one that won first.
And which one was that?
The one that was better than the one that Jeff Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers who made Cider Monkey made. It was better than the one of Cindy Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers.
Who could
White Rabbit.
possibly have beat these two wonderful cider and perry?
It was the one who won the Stein for the Cider and Perry category.
Please tell us.
And that is Cindy Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers.
With a cider called Thirsty Huskies.
Beautiful. Beautiful. We don't know. It's not there. It only says Thirsty Huskies. Which takes us to specialty cider. And is it just regular perry or is this maybe specialty perry?
Well, it might be specialty perry, specialty cider and specialty perry. That's going to be your New England cider, your cider with other fruit, which would be fruit other than apples. If you've got an apple wine, an ice cider, a cider with herbs and spices, or a specialty cider perry, which could be pretty much anything as long as it's got a base of cider and or perry, then you belong on table 88.
Phenomenal. I'm going to go ahead and roll right into the third place winner, which is Andy Scherzinger of King Island Alers.
And he's got a specialty cider and perry called #4Mark 2021.
And the second place goes to Cindy Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers.
Yes, and that was a delightful beverage called the Bunny Trail.
And sometimes I've been getting some text messages while we've been doing this thing. And I kind of just feel like I should text somebody back. They said, what's this year's Stein look like? I've showed you guys, right? Like you've seen the Stein, right? It looks like this. You know, that one's Wims because it says keynote, but you know, this is a pretty cool Stein. I like it. I'm very partial to the color scheme there. Boomer Center. And so the what's this year's Stein look like? I'm going to go ahead and text this guy back because I took a picture earlier of the Stein, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Do you guys have like that problem with your with your phone where it's trying to like text somebody back, like text somebody that might have won the Stein for cider and specialty
Oh, looky there.
which is Fred David of the North Texas Homebrewers Association. You'll be getting a text message of what your Stein's going to look like here.
Eventually, as soon as it comes out, because Fred David made a cider and or a perry called the Lavender's Blue Dilly Dilly.
Lavender Blue Dilly Dilly. Okay, that takes us to
New entrants.
new
This
entrants.
is our final table.
22 entries into new entrant this year. So odd category since we've been doing this so long. Let's see who won this category. It can be anything. You just can't have entered Bluebonnet before.
Mhm.
And Mark McCurdy of the Capanair Homebrew Club has not entered the Bluebonnet before.
He has now, and he just won a bronze medal with beer called Baltic Porter.
That's beautiful.
That was a Baltic Porter
I'm thinking that could be the subcategory.
or an IPA. I'm not sure which.
It'd be too dark for style.
You're
So
right, Baltic Porter.
our silver medal goes to Jonathan Reasoner of the Bay Area Masternauts.
And that's with Anna's Vice.
And I'll say this before I say who wins the new entrant category. That new entrant does not mean you're at brewing or new to brewing. It means you're new to the Bluebonnet.
That's right. Yeah, it just means that you've never entered the Bluebonnet before, but you may have been doing this for a while.
And sometimes you end up winning more than just the new entrant category, like Jeffrey Landers of the Urban Knaves of Grain.
And he did that with a beer called Pancho.
Pancho, yes, that sounds correct. All right, and I want to go ahead and do another special thanks here. So these two people, Jarrett and Amanda Long, amazing, super helpful. I can't say enough. I mean, Jarrett jumped in and he was going to organize basically all the things at the event. He was going to go through like, oh, you want me to do it at the event? Yeah, I'll make sure everything at the event goes perfect. No problem.
Only we had an event.
Yes. Amanda was instrumental in making sure the communications across the board happened. And then they opened their home to having judging, which can't say enough about all the people that did that. That made the blood of this thing flow this year. It was amazing to see so many people jump up and make that happen.
Right. It really, I mean, it takes a lot of people to make this happen. And especially in an environment where we cannot gather, we cannot have a whole bunch of people in one place. We had to split it up into as many small groups as possible to spread out. And that's what we did. We ended up doing this judging in multiple houses across the Metroplex. At times we had 7, 8 different judging sites happening at one time. And the coordination to do that, just the logistics of getting the beer where it needs to be and getting it cold and getting people to step up and do that was a challenge. But we definitely want to thank folks like Jarrett and Amanda and all the other folks that were here to really help make that happen. We got it done.
It was awesome. So that was amazing. The next amazing thing is that we get to talk about a special sponsor like Yakima Chief. We're going to bring them up again. again, people that went to these locations to judge got those amazing hops. They got to choose from them. I've got some because I judged, and I was super happy to have that assortment to pick from. It was really cool. It's really cool. Cheap. Awesome. Thank you, sirs. And that takes us to the Bluebonnet team homebrewers of the year.
Team homebrewers of the year, yes.
And they are some people who brewed beers and entered them into the Bluebonnet.
I can't wait to find out who they are. Really can't.
And their names are Nicholas McCoy and Jeff Poirot.
Poirot. That says Poirot right there.
Yes.
Awesome job.
Draft Punk.
Awesome job, guys.
Pretty sure I got that perfectly right.
That's exactly how they pronounce it. I've heard them say it.
And the Bluebonnet Homebrewer of the Year. By the way, those two brewers, they're amazing.
Yeah,
They deserve that award. So Bluebonnet Homebrewer of the Year, who did not have a team. They were just one person. And they were a list of people that were then reduced down to a certain number of people who then won some stuff.
Yes.
And
right. This is how this works. Yeah.
Their names became third place winner, James Leland of the Capanair Homebrew Club.
He got third place in the Homebrewer of the Year.
Yes. And then the second place went to the one who won a little bit more points than that person.
And that would be
the winner of the second place of Robert Brown of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club, taking us to our Homebrewer of the Year at the Bluebonnet, which is a really big award that we're giving to
who won it?
David Rogers of the Northside Ailers.
Awesome.
Beauty.
Good job, David.
All right. I haven't thanked all the committee members, but I just have to say we have a whole bunch of folks that have helped beyond just the people at the Bluebonnet that we talked about in detail. There's so many people that got their events shut down this year. You know, we have people that coordinate the commercial beers that come in. Sean Breland and Jordan Blake there, Mr. Wonderful, Danny Cookery. So like I had to think through his email popping up in there. These guys have been like they're badasses. Excuse my language. They're great. They make sure that thing is settled up each and every year. We've got people like Chris Bradley. He's organized the beer lunch for the last couple of years. Literally organized 2 lunches that didn't exist. He's put a lot of effort in, and then it goes and just gets blanked.
And that's gotta hurt. And we're at the end of this, and we're getting past that. And there will be a beer lunch again.
There will be
soon.
So, thanks again to all folks that have helped in the committee and the board. We're going to move on, though, to the best of show, Mead and Cider. And that little slide's popping up right here.
There it is. Best of show.
Mead and Cider goes to, well, there's a medal. And that medal goes to Cindy Oberlin of the Ninja Homebrewers.
Yes. That was a cider Perry.
Oh, sorry. I clicked too fast. Cindy, great job. Great mead. That was wonderful stuff. I got to taste that one. Mead, cider. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was that. It was actually New World Perry, right? New World Perry.
Yeah.
It was very, very tasty.
It was amazing.
Yes. So I wasn't involved in that actual part of the judging. It was really, really good stuff over there. But I was involved in the best of show beer, as were you. And honestly, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life was trim 12 beers down into 3 to send to a second run, only to be topped by trimming those 9 beers into 3.
When you get to that point, it is pretty much impossible. You are just trying to find the best of the best of the best when everything is perfect and there's no faults in anything. It's very difficult to figure out what exactly, which one is truly the best. And this is what we train for. We literally do train for this, to identify exactly what adheres best to the style as close as possible to get it into that upper echelon tier of the best of show. You've got to hit that bullseye dead center in order to even be on that table, and then to get to the best of show, it is an amazing feat.
And it was an amazing feat that produced 3 beers that we're going to talk about today.
Who won the 3rd place best of show?
That would be Colin Milne of Brewhaven.
Brewhaven, nice.
We don't have that style there. Not sure which one that ended up being. Can you remember?
I'm afraid of don't actually.
I wanted to look it up because I remember these beers were flat out amazing. Can't believe I forgot to put that one on there. Our 2nd place would go to the Big Rig Brew Crew of the North Texas Homebrewers Association, which I do remember us talking about this one. I believe it ended up being a Vienna lager.
Might have been. I don't remember, but I do think I remember. Yeah, I think I remember the beer that's coming up next. I think so. I'm looking ahead. Yeah, I think I remember this one.
This one was the winner, and it was amazing. Everybody loved it, and they also said not only is it amazing, but it's really hard to brew.
Yeah.
And that would go to Carl King of the Cap and Air Homebrew Club for making amazing route beer.
Yeah, perfect route beer. I mean, it was could not be improved upon.
These 3 beers here were all perfect. And like the separation was minimal between these 3.
It's so ridiculous. It's not even funny. I mean, all the beers that won Steins were just absolute definition of perfection. I mean, you couldn't get closer to the style if you tried, but then we had to figure out how to figure out which one was even better than the next. And it's a very difficult challenge to do. It is something that we spend a lot of time on. We take very seriously, but I mean, that route beer was just top notch.
Delightful. I mean, the judging this year, and the judges and the selection process, and what Travis did behind the scenes and other folks behind the scenes to make sure that this stuff went perfect. Like, it was phenomenal. It was great. And I'll go ahead and move us to the next.
Let's go ahead and close this out here. What do we got?
We've got our Glenn Mueller Frank Brown Quality Award, which this year will go to the Ninja Homebrewers for scoring an average of 36.3, 817-543-972.
That is impressive.
Yes, it's truncated to 36.3.
Very impressive.
This year's Club of the Year.
So we've had our tally going on.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we last left it at something along the line of several 100 million points.
Yes.
For winning. Let's see what actually won, and that would be.
Are you saying that was inaccurate?
3rd place. I'm not sure. There must have been a glitch in the matrix. So Cane Island Nailers are coming in at 3rd with 23 points. Foam Rangers Homebrew Club are coming in 2nd at 27 points.
And who actually won?
The North Texas Homebrewers Association with 34 points.
See, this seems a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, maybe there was some math wrong, or I'll give you Jimmy. We'll get that sorted out.
Probably that Pirates you had earlier.
Yeah, that might have been it. But that takes us to our Lifetime Achievement Award, which is pretty easy to give out this year because I don't have to walk that far to give James Leland his Lifetime Achievement Award because he's in the room with me right now. And he is. I'm going to walk over there, too. Sorry, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm giving you this because you deserve it. And I want a hug. Thank you, brother. Thank you for all your help all the years. This year, every year. That's beautiful. Are you still going live with? Oh, he's got us. Awesome.
A little bit of a sports cry.
That is awesome. Well deserved. Couldn't have gone to a good person. You get to take home more than one.
Yes, indeed.
Beautiful, bud.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
I was about to do all this. Short notice like that.
For those of us who are involved in this kind of stuff every now and again, you get somebody like James who's willing to just put in selfless hours, and for me to get to give that award, and that means a lot to me because of all the help he gave me personally this year, and so many other people that he's helped personally, and I just like I said, that's awesome, and I'm super proud.
It's so well deserved. I mean, we started this broadcast talking about how we had renewed our focus on judging and trying to make sure that we had the best judging ever, best judging possible. And James is a huge part of why we've been able to do that. I mean, he's been instrumental in ramping up our training, ramping up our focus on what really matters with these competitions, which is providing the most accurate feedback possible. He is the reason why our judging is as strong as it is, and he is more than deserving.
Beautiful. All right. I wanted to try to not cry anymore. So let's move on to the next slide, which is going to be our Brewery Pro-Am Award brought to you by Hop Fusion. We have 2 this year. Hop Fusion stepped up and gave us one. What is it? Is it a beer? Is it a mead? Is it a cider?
Well, they're a brewery. They're not a winery, so it's probably not a mead or a cider. I'm guessing it's going to be a beer.
And that beer would be made by Douglas Hicks of the North Texas Homebrewer Association.
And he won this with a beer de garde called Beer de Garde.
So it's not just a clever name.
Not just a clever name. It's also a clever style.
And we look forward to the long trip from North Texas all the way down
all
to
the
North
way
Texas,
all the way to Fort Worth to brew that Beer de Garde.
which is wonderful. And thank you guys from Hop Fusion. Amazing homebrewers, folks I've known for a long time. They're turned into pros that are just out of this world, giving back so much in this kind of an event. Thank you so much. Our next brewery, Pro-Am Award from Cowtown Brewing.
Yeah. So we've got 2 this year. We've got both Hop Fusion and Cowtown stepped up to do a Pro-Am. And this year, Cowtown, what are they going to brew?
They're going to have to fork out the frequent flyer miles to Robert Brown of the Foam Rangers Homebrew Club.
This is the second time that Robert has won a Pro-Am. He actually won it a few years ago, back when Rabbit Hole Brewing was sponsoring the Pro-Am with the, we called it it's a Schwarz beer that he brewed. This year, he's done it with an American porter called Here Comes the Rain Again.
Oh, sorry. Ducked it down.
Hello.
All right. That then takes us to take a look at the number of entries by club this year. I mean, we had so many different clubs enter, and, you spread the gambit, and different people get a chance to throw their names in the hat.
Independent really took the lead.
Independent is an amazing homebrew club.
Yeah.
And they really showed out this year. I think the tally might have been wrong for the scores, but
I think a lot of those independent folks, we've got a lot of other great clubs here that are waiting for you to come join. Any of these other clubs would absolutely love to have you. We are a huge community of homebrewers. We've got a lot of clubs out there, and we're all very, we're competitive, but we're also very cooperative and very friendly. Come join us. I mean, seriously, come join us and have some fun with us.
Yep. And you guys continue to have some fun. I'm gonna step away for a second, maybe for a year. Walk off over here.
So you should come to the Brew Lounge for the past director.
Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you for your hard work. Great job.
I'm gonna sit over here in the past director's lounge.
But you can't have the past directors here. Sorry.
I want to. Oh, it's all right. I'll have a beer later. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and fold my chair out, relax, and see you guys in 2022 as a past director.
All right. So, I guess that means it's up to me. Let's see. Well, please join us next year for the 36th annual Bluebonnet BrewOff, where I will be your director. And I'm looking forward to sitting in that chair. That actually looks like a really comfy chair over there. We're going to be doing this at the Sheraton DFW Airport Hotel, just like we have in the past. We are back in business. Honestly, it's going to be March 18 and 19, 2022. So a year from now is when we're going to be back at this again. And you know what? I'm going to say, I'm a bit done with Corona, I think. This is going to be my last one here for a while. we're going to move on forward and much upward. We're going to bring back all of your favorites. We're going to have the beer lunch. We're going to have the beer tastings. We're going to have everything that we've had before. We're bringing it all back. Just look for us March 18 and 19, 2022 at the Sheraton DFW Hotel. Look at bluebonnetbrewoff.org. That's where you're going to find us. And remember, our entries open in January. Just watch the website, January of 2022. That's when you can start entering those beers. We'll start judging them in February, and we will hand out these amazing awards once again a year later, a year from now. Until then, I'm going to sit here and drink a crap load of Corona, just like my predecessor did.